episode 499. Thank you all for listening to episode 498, Hot Takes, part 4, and the finale of Hot Takes. I am Gray, here with my co-host.
Bear. Unmute Parrot.
Sorry, bros.
Just like old times. Reverend Kode Bryant.
Reverend Kode. So we're nearing the halfway to 1,000, which will be our next episode 500 coming up. And we're recording everything on Monday because the holiday's tomorrow, and it's just easier to do it that way. So we're doing that. Parrot, do you work tomorrow?
Yeah, 6 a.m. I gotta be there.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Awful.
You get holiday pay for that?
Nope.
But he has free reign to do what he wants. He gets nice stuff.
Yeah, I'm not bitching.
Is it now like Prince Parrot's Palace over there?
It's getting to be that point.
That's what we're calling this episode. Prince Parrot's Palace.
Prince Parrot's Palace.
I love it, Parrot. Well, that's good though.
Tomorrow, my only job is to get people off the first tee within a manly time.
Oh yeah, because you guys are probably slammed tomorrow.
Every time, everyone's booked up till like 2 o'clock.
Good problems. So as we see how things go with El Parrot and everything else, episode 500, just to kind of give people an update from what we heard from Jeremy, it's going to be probably some Jeopardy, the password game, maybe Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Family Feud, and the Duel. And I'm hoping it's all of those because it's going to be Reverend Kode Bryant and his trusty Parrot against
Deacon Parrot.
Deacon Parrot. I like it. Deacon Parrot against me and Bear. Still holding the undisputed tag titles for the past, 3 years. So we're probably going to do it. We'll see how many games Jeremy has, and then we'll just do best of 3 or best of 5, whatever the games are, and go from there. It'll be fun.
Held them things longer than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, hell yeah, we have. So, and we're going to talk about Roman Reigns here in a bit as we talk about wrestling. But first, thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Work Clothing. Visit allworkclothing.com. Mention Overline Podcast. Brandon will hook you up with that merchandise deal. Speaking of merchandise, me and Parrot will be at the country concert this Saturday selling for a couple of the artists. So if you're bored and in Fort Loramie, come check out the merch stand. And if you mention Over the Line Podcast, we'll give you a shirt.
I like it.
I like it too. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not
Albany, New York.
the capital of New York. I love it. Thank you to Sparty Steve. Also, thank you to Paper Denim Art. Go to Facebook, Instagram, Paper Denim Art, and look up the artwork that you may want and put in a request with Danny. She will hook you up, give you a great deal on her artwork, and she does a great job. She does other things. She has other artwork out there, but she will do some personal ones for you. I know I have several of them, and she just finished my T Swift and my Lucifer, and she's got a few others going. I know Parrot's got the old Space Jam, which is awesome. And we got several people that have some of her pieces. So get out there, check out Paper Denim Art, get some artwork from Danny. And last but not least, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
And make sure you get to datingtransformation.com and get that free consultation from Connell when you mention Over the Line Podcast. And in the meantime, get to amazon.com and buy Connell's book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't.
So I would like to, before we get into our sports, I would like to thank my friend and partner from the PGA Tour, Tony Finau, for missing the cut to help me and then I just noticed that Dub jumped you. And now we got Dub coming in hot. So as we go into golf, what happened this last week at golf?
Ricky Fowler finally won for the first time in 4 years. He's been playing good golf though, so it's been a time of coming. Thought he was going to choke again after having a third round lead. Had a terrible drive on 18. Hit an amazing shot to like 8 feet, makes his birdie to go into the playoffs with Colin Morikawa and Adam Hadwin. And actually Morikawa had about a 10-footer for birdie on 18, which would, at the time he didn't know, but would have shut out the tournament that he just missed on the top side. Go to a playoff, Fowler birdies the first hole. Morikawa and Hadwin do not. So Ricky Fowler is your Rocket Mortgage champion, and it's good to see him in the winner's circle again, man. He's been playing really good. And one more thing too, they're the Open Championships at Royal Liverpool, where I think it was 2016 or 15, whenever Rory won there. Fowler was actually second, lost to Rory by 2 strokes there. And they're both playing some really good golf coming up. So maybe this is Ricky's other chance to get himself a major, kind of like he was close to at the US Open. So good to see Ricky get one. For us though, yeah. Gray with Justin Thomas shoots 3 over the first day. I was like, well, he's done. And Finau shot even. And I was like, well, I just need a 3 under from him. Through 9, he was sitting on the cut line at 3 under and then bogeyed 2 of the next 3, which pretty much killed my hopes there. Needed him to make the weekend to catch back up, get my 11. So that's okay. A little blip on the radar. Now I just need to win by 20 this week. But Dub with Sung J M getting himself a 24 and sneaking into second place. Kode with Nate Lashley, who we picked since he decides not to show up until this week, with a 56, and Parrot with Keegan Bradley at the 21. So solid. And we're going to the John Deere Classic this week. You thought they had a whole bunch of birdies last week. You're going to get even more this week in Illinois. Pretty easy course, been on the tour forever. This was one that Zach Johnson dominated. He won like 3 out of 4 back in like the mid 2010s. But he does not dominate quite anymore, but I'm sure he'll still be playing this week. So Gray, 30.2, you're leading the way. What you got this week?
I'm gonna just doesn't look like there's a lot of top guys playing this week. So I'm just gonna go with the favorite. Give me Denny McCarthy.
He finished 11th here last year. What did he finish here last year? He was somewhere around there last year. Yeah, because him and Russell Henley are the favorites, and Henley finished 11th. Dub is obviously he'll make his pick sometime later, but I am going to go with a dude who's been on fire here lately, so I'm sure he'll miss the cut. And I will type it in for you, but he's an up-and-comer, I think from Sweden, Ludvig Aberg. He's been playing some solid golf. And I think he just finished. Where did he just finish? He just finished like top 20, I want to say. Where was he? Oh, he had a bad weekend, but ended up tied 40th here at Rocket Mortgage, but shot 65-67 the first 2 days. Kid's got firepower, first year on tour. So I'm going to take him this week on a pretty easy track here, and hope he can get me a top 20 while Denny McCarthy gets you a 40th.
Shut up.
Hey, I didn't say miss the cut. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, that was kind of nice, but still, you're catching up.
Well, you got to watch for Dub here.
Yeah, I know. That idiot comes out of nowhere.
Parrot, where you at this week? Give us your top 3 golfers, because we know that you're going to name 3 of them you already picked.
Yeah, that's true. Adam Hadwin.
You already took him.
We talked about this last week.
Eric Cole.
Wait, did you take Hadwin?
He did.
Yeah, you did.
Because he tried to take him last week too. And he would have got a second out of it, but he already took him.
Eric Cole, you did not take.
That's a good
I've never
pick.
heard of Eric Cole.
He's been playing he's a rookie too. He's been playing really good. It's a great pick. 33-1 going off. He's like the 10th favorite.
Nice.
Kode? He
Hey,
wants to keep picking for you because we've gone 7 weeks in a row without a miscut.
All right, we'll get.
I might. Yeah, I know, right?
How about Adam Shank for you?
I was just actually getting ready to pick.
Adam Shank.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Adam Shank it is.
He's got a great golf name.
All right.
Or after
And
he shanks it.
I was about to say, and Dub will get his pick in. What do we got left? We have 8 weeks left. 8 weeks of golf left. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
It's gonna be like every fucking year. Somehow I'm gonna lose to Bear. I already know. So
Dub, it's not even gonna be me.
it's not even gonna be Dub. It'll be you. It's always you that wins this.
No, I don't. I think I lost.
Or do you win NASCAR?
NASCAR, yeah. I should win golf.
Yeah, last year I fell apart. Give me Chase Elliott. Rex. Cost me the championship. Cool.
Yeah, let's see. Last year I finished third.
Huh.
You dominated. 25.8. Dub had 35.3, and I was at 36. You didn't have a shot.
No, so I won quite
Kode
handily.
was at 40.2, and Parrot was at 42. So yeah, you won handily last year. So it's good that it's a tight race that we got going on.
I like it. I like it. And coming onto the show for our the hell, that's an interesting background. What is that, Jeremy?
I have no idea, to be honest. I was having some technical difficulties. Sorry for the delay.
No, you're good. We're in 499 anyway because we got to finish this one up. But I'm like, what's
Cool.
that interesting logo he's got in the background?
Yeah, I don't. It's a default, I guess.
Nice. I like it. Well, we just talked about golf. Did you watch golf last week?
I did not. I heard it was very exciting, though, with the finish.
Well, since you're here, do you have a random pick for this week where nobody really top guy is playing? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I know. Who's Parrot taking?
Who do you take?
Eric Cole. Eric
Eric
Michael
Cole.
Cole.
Baby.
I have faith in Parrot, so I'm gonna go with his pick.
Attaboy.
I like it. All right. So switching over to NASCAR, we had the Chicago race. I'll let Bear talk about this quite a bit, but pretty interesting race. They go out there with the rain. Yeah, we're going to race, knowing that it's a course they've never done. The turns are sharp and thin. Like, saw a lot of wrecks in the beginning, but after that, it was fun.
Yeah, race was wild, man. It was really good. I didn't even think they were going to get it in. I mean, they were literally racing toy boats on pit road. There was so much water.
Chastain's team.
And then just out of nowhere, it just all clears up, and they got the track dry enough, which in a road course they can race with treaded tires, which is what they did to start. And about 20 laps in, they put the slicks on as the track started to dry off. There's a little bit of struggle with it. They were supposed to race 100 laps, but ended up racing 75 because NASCAR decided to change the rules mid-race.
Yeah, that was weird because I was looking at DK. I'm like, I thought it was 100 laps.
Yeah, and obviously that absolutely screwed me because Christopher Bell was dominating the race like no other. He took over the lead from Tyler Reddick, I think on lap 5 or 6, and led all the laps until like 28, where they ran some pit stops, and he ended up getting the lead back after a couple laps where he wasn't leading. But yeah, I mean, I get it. They had to do it because it was going to get dark, but there were literally like 5 people that pitted right before they announced that. It was a terrible time for NASCAR to announce that. And the guys obviously that pitted, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Justin Haley, those guys are like, oh yeah, well, duh, we knew it wasn't going to finish. Well, there's never been a time where NASCAR has done this. Like, they just haven't, right? They let you race until it's too dark, and then they red flag it and they end the race. That's how it always happens, which is what these other guys were thinking was going to happen. So pretty much you got a whole bunch of people on a much better pit strategy. And not to make excuses, because the winner, Shane Van Gissenberg, was not on that pit strategy. He had to race his way back up.
SVG.
But he also wasn't involved in that melee of a wreck that just stopped traffic.
Stopped everything.
It actually looked like it was Chicago. I'm sure it was like a Chicago anytime, probably at about 5 o'clock.
You mentioned real quick, you mentioned Kyle Busch. He finished what, 4th, right?
5th.
4th or 5th. But remember earlier in the race, he wrecked and he was stuck in the tires.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I saw him up there in 5th. I'm like, oh shit, he came back. But you know who I realized cannot race that track? Bubba Wallace. I'm like, what is this dude doing? Coming in hot in every turn.
Him and Noah Gragson were just god awful bad. Gragson wrecked into that turn 6, I think 4 or 5 times. That was pretty brutal. But after the strategy, Justin Haley was leading. Him and Chase were a little lower on tires, and he was holding off Elliott, man. I mean, Chase is probably the best road course racer on circuit, right? And he was holding them off, but you can see what Haley can do with the lead, and it was good to see. But at the end of the day, SVG, Shane Van Gissenberg from the, what is he in, the, what they say, the champion?
Oh yeah, he's in the champ. Yeah.
Whatever he's got 80 wins there. I mean, and
he's a 3-time champ.
Yeah, he looks so good running that race and just looked very comfortable. Now, we talked earlier today about I'd like to see him on an oval, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying he can't race an oval, but there's so much more strategy involved in
Well,
street
like
course.
they said, like what he races in, it's just like Dale Jr. That's why I love listening to Dale Jr. because he knows his shit, and he's like it's so comparable to NASCAR, like especially the next gen car.
Yeah, it's not an F1 guy coming in here, right? I
Right.
mean, these cars that he's racing are similar. They're not a huge, they're a difference, but they're not a huge difference.
Right.
But yeah, it was awesome to see him win. I was happy to see it. So really cool. And it was again, I think it was great. I just saw that they said it was the highest NASCAR rated TV appearance in 6 years, I think is what it said. It was Daytona back in, what is that, 2018, 2017?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So highest rated NASCAR event since Daytona, obviously the opening race of 2017. So a long time. And that's not just NBC, that's NBC Fox, it's everything. So pretty crazy. Good thing they got it in.
And
the weather cleared up at the right time. So
just some of the things that were said. So on Twitter, so Brad reposted what SVG put on Track Walk, when he was walking the track, and it said, Brad said, "I'll be honest, didn't know who he was when walking beside him Saturday AM, but I dang sure do now. Nice win." And then going down, Logano had an amusing thing. He said, whatever his name is, Van Burger, I don't know, Hamburger. He's fast. That's all I know. He rips. He was fast. He said he was faster everywhere, in the corner, center of the corner, off the corner, in every corner. He made us look like a bunch of fools. A foreigner came in and kicked our butt today, so we have work to do.
yeah, Chase said that he's probably going back to all his friends in New Zealand, telling them about the amateurs that he raced and all that. That was pretty funny. And I guess Kyle Larson and there was somebody else. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Hamlin. I can't remember. Right after the race, went to the victory circle and congratulated him, met him and congratulated him. So.
And he was just such a cool guy on the mic. He's got the New Zealand accent. He was just so nice and appreciative. And they asked him, "Hey, what about coming over here full time?" And he said, "1 more year."
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's got a contract through. They said it would be 2025 that he could race in NASCAR is what it would be.
And he would definitely have a fan base, especially if he keeps coming in here and racing some of these road courses. Yeah. And like you said, Kyle Larson, who's very versatile when it comes to cars, he said it was so fun to watch. When he got to my back bumper, I felt like I pierced together a really good section. I thought for sure I'd look in the mirror and I was going to be like 2 car lengths or something in front of him, and he was glued to my back bumper, and I was like, holy shit, this guy is flying.
Yeah.
And you saw, that whole sequence, you and I talked about it this morning with him and Haley, like just fun to watch when it was a dry track.
It was good, clean racing between both of them. And I mean, it would have been fun if Haley had the same tires because it would have been a really good battle, but Haley's tires were just not good enough. It has nothing to do with his skill or the way his tires weren't good enough. It was simple as that, or Justin Haley would have won the race. But yeah, it was cool. It was great to see and good for him, man. He gets to take the big check, and it's really, who it's really good for. It's good for the rest of the guys because he's not in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
there's still an open spot in the playoffs to where if Justin Haley would have won,
he'd be in.
He gets that spot. So
Yep.
that would have really screwed over, not screwed over, but it really would have hurt like a Chase Elliott and some of those guys who are fighting for playoffs.
He still needs to win. And
but I mean, he still came out with 34 points. So
yeah, he's moving up.
Yeah, he's moving up big time. Let me see if I can find.
And just while you're looking for that, Larson kept going on, put on a show, and it was cool to see. And I think when a guy like this can come in and kick your ass at your own game, it shows how we all have room to improve. I'm curious what he thinks about us. He obviously passed a lot of us, so I'm curious if he thinks we all suck or if we would actually compete if we weren't really that bad. And he later commented, "I'm sure if it was an oval, it would be the other way around."
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think it would. I would love to see him race on an oval and see what he can do, but you never know. The dude could race. So that was cool. So yeah, your updated playoff standings right now, you got Byron in first, Truex in second, Kyle Busch in third. Now this is based off of rank I'm not doing position, just based off of rank with the playoffs. Chastain in fourth, Kyle Larson fifth, Denny Hamlin sixth, Christopher Bell seventh, Ryan Blaney eighth, Joey Logano ninth, Tyler Reddick 10th, and Ricky Stenhouse 11th. Those are the guys who are locked already into the playoffs because they have won. You have Harvick sitting in 12th, Keselowski 13th, Buescher 14th, Bubba 15th, and Ty Gibbs sitting in 16th right now.
Where's Chase?
Chase is in 24th, 55 points back. So he's
that's not
definitely
many.
in striking range. If he keeps knocking down 34-point weeks, he's going to be there quick. Bowman's 26 behind. Justin Haley's 45 points behind. AJ Allmendinger's 24 points behind. I mean, there's a lot of racing left.
Your Dubs boy Chase said SVG will tell all of his friends how bad we are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw. That was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this will be an interesting run here over the next. Let's see how many races.
So yeah, so he races supercars, by the way. So he won the title. He won the title the last 2 years, 21 and 22.
Dude's dominant. 8 races left. So we got 8 golf tournaments left. We have 8 races left until the playoffs. So still plenty of time for these guys to get a win. I'm sure we'll see more multiple winners coming up here. But I mean, like I said, we all know Watkins Glen that's Chase's track. So we'll see if he can get it done there or not. But with that being said, this week, Gray did have the best finish with Chase Elliott getting the 3rd. Parrot had Ty Gibbs with a 9th. Eric Jones with a 16th for Dub. I had an 18th out of Christopher Bell, and Kode got a 28th out of Tyler Reddick, who was our pick, who also was up there and fell into the bad strategy. So updated standings, I'm sitting at 14 even. Parrot is in second at 15.8. Gray in third at 16.6. Kode in fourth at 17.6. And Dub in last at 18.1. We are going to Atlanta Sunday night, Quaker State, 400 available at Walmart. That's their sponsor this week. And I'm leading the way. So
here, hold on real quick.
Yeah.
So SVG last year in supercars had 21 wins.
Whew.
Yeah, in 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 starts. He won 21 times at 31 starts.
That's insane. Well, he's 1 for 1 right now on
Absolute
right now.
Absolute insanity. Just an FYI. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's 100% nuts that's what he did, but good for him.
We'll see how he does when he comes over.
Yeah. So Atlanta this week, our friendly neighborhood super speedway again. Man, this is going to be a tough one, but I think this week I'm going to go a little bit off the rails and the radar here and try to save some of the bigger drivers down the line.
Swear to God, if you do the same thing I'm doing, I'm going to hate you
I
forever.
about guarantee I'm not. You probably don't even know those dudes racing this week. I'm going with Cole Custer. He's racing the 51 for Ware Racing. Cody Ware finished 25th in this in the spring race. So I'm going to go with old Cold Custer this week. Custer's racing the next 3 weeks. I don't like him at New Hampshire or Pocono in the Ware car, but in Atlanta, he's been absolutely roasting these guys in Xfinity. I think he's got 4 wins this year in Xfinity. So yeah, give me the 51. I'm going to try to save some heat before the playoffs. So I'm going to go with Cold Custer this week.
Cold Custard. I'm going to go with Ty Gibbs.
Well, it's not your pick. It's Parrot's pick.
I'm still picking Ty Gibbs.
And as the 3rd place person, that it needs to be deleted.
Parrot's muted. He didn't hear it anyway. He missed a shot.
He's still eating. Leave him alone.
Have I taken Brad Keselowski?
You have not actually. From 1 for 1 today, Parrot. Nice.
At a girl.
B2K. Except it's B6K now, right?
Yeah, it used to be B2K.
I like it. Cody. Dinner making Cody. Reverend Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Somebody he already picked.
Probably is, huh? Daniel Suarez.
You have not picked him.
All right, just because you got the sponsor, maybe some home cooking.
Daniel Suarez going in. And Jeremy.
I like Kyle Larson.
Well, there you go. Because the last time you took Suarez.
I was going to say, yeah, the only one you can't take is Suarez.
I know. Darn it. I was going to take him too.
I like it.
He let me down this week.
So
Picked the wrong 90 car. Should have went 91, not 99 this week.
yeah, no shit, right? But did pick him in DK, so that was good. Didn't get me anywhere, but that's all right.
He did win me money on Bet 365 with my $2 bet I dropped down on him, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. So Jeremy, first off, as we go into wrestling, did you watch wrestling this past weekend?
I did not get a chance to, but I did hear quite a bit. It sounded like it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. So going from the bottom up, no surprise to us. Let me give you what happened first. So Dub got 3, Bear got 4, Jake got 4, I got 3, Kode with 5, Peapod with 3. Bear is ahead by 4 with 64, myself with 60, Peapod 58, Kode 55, Dub 52, and Jake 41. So first match, Gunther beat Matt Riddle. That was no surprise to any of us. We all took Gunther, and he moved forward. So he's moving on. He's still going up, still has that record going, just adding on to it. So nice to see that there. Next match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez beat Ronda and Shayna because Shayna turned her back on Ronda. So thinking that's going to be gearing towards a SummerSlam matchup is the way it looks. We'll get back to the next one because that was the main event. So going top down now, the men's Money in the Bank. We all thought it would either be Logan Paul or LA Knight. It was neither. It was Damian Priest. We have been talking about when are they going to push Damian? Oh, apparently it's going to be now. But you could see as we were talking in our group text, LA Knight is so over. It is ridiculous how over that guy is.
Yeah, and I did not. I was at the lake this weekend, so I did not see any of this. But from what you guys were saying, that's what I heard, and I saw some clips, and I noticed that quite a bit as well. But I almost, like you said, I almost knew. I kind of felt like it was going to happen. They want us to think it'll be Knight or Paul, and what happens? It's somebody else. Not sure I would have guessed Priest, but because I just don't understand what the appeal is with him. So.
He's a good in-ring performer.
Yeah, but that's
not a draw like
that doesn't get you anywhere.
Doesn't draw the heat like Logan Paul or the attraction like LA Knight. Which LA Knight in that match, and Kode can talk about this too. Like there was several times when you could see he was kind of flustered, almost botched a few spots, came off the ladder, fell over at one point. I'm like, I think he's just too excited and anxious in this because he knows he's big shit now. And but he still looked good. It was just there was a few times where he was kind of like off the mark compared to everybody else. I don't know what Kode thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I think this is his kind of his first chance to kind of show what he got. And then but it's kind of sucks for him that they put him in a multi-man match to show that though.
Right.
And you can't, what kind of chemistry can you really build up in a match with 7 guys? So hopefully they don't hold that against them. But I mean, WWE is a spiteful organization. So they just might, and we'll never see LA Knight in something again. Just because of something, small or stupid like that.
But you got to give them credit where credit's due. When somebody's that over, they usually don't fuck it up outside of, Bray Wyatt. But
well, I mean, look how long it took for them to wake up to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, true. Valid. That's valid. But they put the title on him.
Right.
And the other thing here, so the spot of the match was obviously that spot with, and I still can't figure out how Logan Paul and Ricochet pulled that off because, they're hanging on the rope, like the rope's between their legs, and they flip off and go 2 times further than Sting did on a full jump and to the second table and busted. I don't know, for example, Kode, this too, because this is where I give Logan credit. How he was able to flip that, protect himself, and still land on that table and make it look good from how he was sitting on the rope. I'm like, how in the hell did he just do that?
Oh, yeah. From the way he was on the rope, he probably should have, broken or separated something. Yeah.
And he flew off and landed on it beautifully. Ricochet did too. And it's like, man, Sting can't even jump from one spot to the next and
Yeah,
not
but
hit.
Sting is also old enough to be their granddad.
Well, he is, but there's no fucking reason that Sting should be jumping from that rope
That's what I
either.
was saying. I was gonna say that too. Like, there's no reason.
And they
for
couldn't even
Sting to
break
be
the
doing
table
that.
that was already broken with a broken
Yeah.
leg.
Because they jumped over it.
Well, no, they jumped
Yeah.
before it. The guys on Sting, because that table was the second table.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the other one. Yeah.
Oh, the other guys jumped over
Yeah.
that table. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they missed it.
they went over it. It was still a fun spot, but
Yeah.
either way.
But that's what also happens when you make somebody come in and wrestle after their shift working security at the Nissan dealership down the street.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Who was working security?
Oh, Grandpa Steve
Oh,
in that jacket.
yeah, but we'll see. The next match, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Io Sky won, and Kode and Bear got that right. Nice to see her get that. It was all right, it wasn't too bad, but Io Sky came out the winner. Cody Rhodes against Dominic Mysterio. So Cody could have 6 right now, but he said old Dom, he switched his pick. Said Dom was
I shouldn't have switched.
Yeah, I guess what was that? More of a squash match than anything, huh?
Yeah.
Wasn't really expecting that though.
Gotta make them big still, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It was still a good match for it to be a squash, I mean, they do not like Dominic. Like, he gets that heat, but I don't know. It would have been a nice. It would have been a nice little SummerSlam match, something to do, because I don't think Brock will be back for that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it, but I heard it's possible.
We'll see. Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor. We all had Seth. And then the main event. So this was it was Bloodline and Usos, of course, good storytelling. They all work well together. And it was interesting to see that Roman took the pin. First time in 3 years, or since 2019, he's taken a pin.
Nuts. Very
wild.
Nuts. But yeah, I mean, it has to happen eventually, right? But he's letting it happen with his with the Usos, who, by the way, who was the last person that pinned him? The Usos.
Yeah.
I say, wasn't Jay? Oh, Jimmy?
I think so. I can't remember. It was one of them, but so his last 2 pinfalls have been the Usos.
So overall, it was pretty fun, but we'll see over time what happens with the story, how they continue to tell it. It's like, all right, when's this going to run its course?
It's got to be soon, I would think.
All right, so in the NBA, we had Dame has requested a trade from Portland.
Free Dame!
And people are actually okay with it because they should be. You got young guys coming in, and Dame just wants to go somewhere and win a title. So what are they saying? 76ers have a big shot. He wants to go to Miami, though, and but he has to warm up to Philly. They said Utah has the capacity to trade picks because they got like 97 first-round picks. So, Jeremy, I don't know how you feel about that.
I like it.
You just might have to come off of one of your 97 picks or like 5 of them.
I like getting Collins for Rudy Gay. That was a nice trade.
Yeah. Yep.
If there's even more of a boring place than Portland, Oregon, like Jesus Christ, Salt Lake City, Utah. What did Dame do to the organization? Like, Jesus.
No, he played college in Utah, didn't he? So at Weber State. So come back home, Dame.
That should have been a trivia question because I would not have been able to tell you. I knew he played there. I couldn't have told you. He pointed out on the map. They're like, nope, I'm good.
Right? I thought Weber State was somewhere in the Midwest.
Yep. I would have guessed Iowa or some shit.
Right?
But they said Boston has an opportunity too, but they'd have to come off of Brown. Fine, good with me. Get somebody in there that averages 32 a game.
Yeah. So what? So then he takes away from Tatum. I mean, what do you guys want? You're gonna lose. It's a lose-lose
Just
situation.
get the ball off of Tatum.
It won't happen. It won't happen.
Controlling the whole
Tatum,
time.
Tatum is the franchise. They've already gone around that.
He's scared to shoot. Sometimes.
Tatum? You think so?
Sometimes he's scared to shoot.
Yeah, he's scared to shoot because he goes 0 for 15. No shit. I'd be scared to shoot too if I can't make it, and I'm getting paid $90 billion to shoot a
So
basketball.
I'm saying, get somebody like Dame, take over the game. They need somebody at the point. Right now, it's going to be White, which fine, but they lost their leader in Smart.
If you want Lillard so bad, I'd trade Tatum. Keep Brown with Porzingis. That team has a better chance to win than Tatum, Lillard, and Porzingis. Write it down. Put it on paper.
I think a healthy Porzingis, so I think puts him over the top, but he's got to stay healthy.
He's got to go to his. He's got to play like he did last year, but not get hurt.
Yeah, I thought that was a great pickup for them.
All right, we ready to do a quick NBA rundown? I got it. This is gonna be rapid fire. You ready for this?
Go.
Malik Beasley to the Bucks. Mason Plumlee stays with the Clippers. Torrey Craig to the Bulls. Anthony Edwards signs a 5-year rookie maximum that could be $260 million for the T-Wolves. Tyrese Maxey sounds like he's staying in Philly. Don't know about Lillard. Corey Joseph going to the Warriors. Justin Holiday going to the Nuggets. Lonzo Ball going to some disabled player exception list. Never even heard of that before. Lonnie Walker IV going to the Nets. Cody Zeller and his bald ass head going to the Pelicans. Eric Gordon 2-year deal going to the Suns. Great replacement for Chris Paul. Miles Bridges sounds like he's going to stay with Charlotte. He still has 10 games on a domestic violence charge that he'd have to serve, but that would be it. Patty Mills going to the Thunder. Jordan Clarkson staying in Utah, 3-year, $55 million deal. Jeremy, what do you think of that?
I love Clarkson. I was very excited about that.
Kid can shoot, man. He gets hot.
Yeah. Yep.
Sabonis staying with the Kings, 5-year, $217 million. Dante Exum didn't even know he was still in the league with the Mavericks. Dante DiVincenzo going to the Knicks on a 4-year, $50 million deal. Can't pronounce his name. We're going to pass on that one. Kenyon Martin Jr. going from Houston to LA. Russell Westbrook re-signing with the Clippers, on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Rockets get Jock Landale from the Suns on a 4-year, $32 million deal. This is my favorite. Like, these guys, Jock Landale had like one good playoff game, and he just got a 4-year, $32 million deal. Unbelievable. Friggin' hilarious.
$8 million isn't a lot in the NBA now anymore.
For a dude that played 8 minutes a game, fuck yeah, it is. I mean, that's why. I mean, then let me give you this: Dylan Brooks, 4-year, $80 million to the Rockets. So there you go.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's
crazy. What I mean. Is like $8 million doesn't look bad when that dude's getting 20.
But
damn, who's his agent?
Cavs 2-year, $5 million deal with Ty Jerome. Dwight Powell staying with the Mavericks. Damian Jones traded from the Jazz to the Cavs, just pretty much to take his contract. I assume they're going to release him. LaMelo Ball, $260 million deal, 5-year. Mo Wagner staying with the Magic. Austin Reeves staying with the Lakers, signed a 4-year max extension. Sounds like he's going to get $56 million over 4 years.
Yeah, he didn't get as much as I thought he would get, though.
But you said LaMelo got 52 a year, right?
Yeah, LaMelo.
52 a year. Wow.
Yeah, 52 a year. Obi Toppin going from the Knicks to the Pacers. I love that because Toppin is a beast, and he was just sat on the bench with Knicks forever. I think he's going to do well in Indiana. The Bucks. How about this one? The Bucks re-signed Brook Lopez, 2-year, $48 million deal. He's getting $24 million a year.
So I mean, perspective. That's like no money anymore. What's the biggest What's the most that somebody can make in a year now, or that they are making in a year?
I think 50, right? Isn't LeBron making 50 this year?
Well, LaMelo's getting 52.
Yeah, Curry was at 53, I think, last year.
So maybe it's more.
Yeah, I think it's a percentage of the cap or something. I don't know if it's like actual dollars per year.
Okay.
I think there's some percentage of the cap that they could eat up.
Pat Beverly signing with the 76ers.
What's he getting, like 30 million?
It does not have money, only a 1-year deal on here. D'Angelo Russell re-signed 2-year, $37 million deal with the Lakers. The Heat signed Thomas Bryant from the Nuggets, 2-year, $5.4 million. Another name I can't pronounce, signing with the Thunder, Velase Micic, 3-year, $23.5 million. No idea. Damian Lillard's preference is to be traded to the Heat. That's what it says.
Yeah. So speaking of Dame's getting 45 this year, then 48th and 58th and 63 in 26-27.
God damn, someone's got. How are they going to pay that with Jimmy Butler there?
So that's the biggest contract coming in 26-27, and then Jokic is 59, Embiid's 59.
That is insane. Jokic, how many horses can he buy with that money? Reigning EuroLeague MVP Sasha Venzakov, 3-year, $20 million deal with the Kings. Jackson Hayes signing with the Lakers. He was the 8th pick in the 2019 draft. Max Strus traded to the Cavs in a 3-team trade. Cavs got rid of Jetty Osman. Hurts my feelings. I love Jetty. He was awesome. And Lamar Stevens. And the stupid ads going off.
Do you know who Darius Garland is?
Absolutely.
He's up there too. He's going to make $34 million this year.
Yeah, Garland is the Cavs point guard.
Deserves it.
He's great. Desmond Bain and this one's hilarious. A 5-year, $207 million max contract. Desmond Bain, great role player, but $207 million. I don't know. Tyrese Halliburton re-signed with the Pacers on a 5-year max deal, $260 million. Victor Oladipo traded from the Heat to the Thunder. Monte Morris traded from the Wizards to the Pistons. The Grizzlies signed Derrick Rose. So now I don't know if you saw that they now have Guns N' Roses on their team.
Seen it, yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. Denver Nuggets re-signing Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan. Celtics agreed with O'Shea Brissett, solid bench player, good for Boston there. The Mavericks agreed to a 2-year deal with Seth Curry. The Raptors get Dennis Schroeder from the Lakers. Kode is relishing that because Dennis Schroeder sucks. Cam Reddish signs with the Lakers, which I like. Fred VanVleet signs
Jesus.
you're talking about a bench player, man. Cam Reddish is solid. He can shoot.
80% of the roster is bench players.
He's a bench player he shouldn't have been a bench player, but he should have been starting in Atlanta. Simple as that. Fred VanVleet, 3-year, $130 million deal with the Rockets. Rockets spending a lot of money. Lakers re-sign, is it Reed or We or High or Y or Hachimura, $1 million deal because he had one good game. Two good games, actually. 2 good games. The Heat signed Josh Richardson and re-signed Kevin Love. Herbert Jones stayed with the Pelicans, 4-year, $54 million deal. The oldest name, dude's got to have the oldest name in basketball, Herbert Jones. Come on, man. Shake Milton going to the T-Wolves. Joe Ingles to the Magic. Gabe Vincent to the 3-year, $33 million deal with the Lakers. I didn't even see that. That's funny. Trey Jones re-signed with the Spurs. The Nets agreed to an extension with Cameron Johnson, Chris Middleton, 3-year, $102 million deal, staying with the Bucks. Jacob Poeltl staying with the Raptors on a 4-year, $80 million deal. Kyrie Irving staying with the Mavericks. God, Luka's got to hate that. 3-year, $126 million deal. Cavs signed Georges Niang. Portland Trailblazers re-signed Jeremiah Grant, 5-year, $160 million. Nuggets, Bruce Brown goes to the Pacers for 2-year, $45 million. Speaking of having 2 good games and getting money, that is wild. Keita Bates-Diop going to the Suns from the Spurs. And Kyle Kuzma, 4-year deal, $102 million to return to the Wizards. Draymond Green, 4-year, $100 million to stay with the Warriors. Karis LeVert, 2-year, $32 to stay with the Cavs. And where is Jordan Poole? What did he get? What did Jordan Poole get?
Traded.
Where he's at.
I think he got traded to the Wizards, I think.
The Wizards, that's right. It was the Wizards. I was looking for it and I couldn't find it because pretty much everything else is about normal. And that was like the last one.
Shit, they did Jordan Poole a solid. Like, he already got a title. He got his money. Now he's going to DC. And oh my God, I don't know if any of you guys have been in that DC metropolitan area. Whew, it pays to be single in that area.
Well, hopefully no one gets knocked out in that area. So, that's right. It was the one that the Wizards picked up Chris Paul and traded him to the Warriors for Jordan Poole. That's what it was. The Warriors also sent a protected 2030 first round pick and a 2027 second rounder in that trade. Good grief. Yeah. So there you go. That's all the basketball stuff's about as quick as I could do it. But NBA is ramping up. If we cared more about hockey, I'd go over that, but we don't have all day.
No. And baseball, we'll make this quick. The Rays lead the AL East by 5.5 over Baltimore, 9.5 over the Yankees. The Twins at 42 and 43 are technically tied with the Guardians at 41 and 42 in the Central. In the West, the Rangers are 3 ahead of the Astros, 5.5 ahead of the Angels. In the National League, your best record in baseball, Atlanta Braves, hot Atlanta, Cody's team, are 9 ahead of Miami and 12 ahead of Philly. In the Central, Milwaukee took over Cincinnati by a half a game and 6 ahead of the Pirates. And then out west, the Diamondbacks are 3 ahead of LA, 3.5 ahead of the Giants, and 11.5 ahead of the Dads. So that's your baseball preview. So as we go into this, Parrot, I need you to tell me, am I reading the left or the right side?
You are reading the left side.
Which means that Bear is reading the right side. Bear, we're going to go all the way to the early prelims.
Yeah, I mean, first card, right? The UFC 290 this week, by the way, in Vegas. No random ass card. 290, decent card. Not my favorite, but decent.
Yeah. So first match of the night, lightweight bout, hailing from the United States as an underdog, Kamula Kirk.
From Argentina, he is facing Esteban Ribovix, Vicks Vapor Cream. Got it.
In a flyweight bout, another underdog, hailing from Australia, Shannon Ross.
And from Mexico, the favorite, Jesus Aguilar, or Jesus.
And in a bantamweight bout from South Africa, Cameron Simon.
And from America, we got one Terrence Mitchell with no face.
In a light heavyweight bout, a favorite, kind of a heavy favorite, from Brazil, Vitor Petrino.
Facing off against the Polish pride, Marcin Pracino.
In a catchweight bout from Japan, Tatsuro Tara.
I don't even know how the hell this is a catchweight bout if they haven't even weighed in yet. That makes no sense.
I don't either.
Fighting from Mexico, Edgar Chairez.
And as we get, so that's the early prelims. Now getting to the, this is the prelims, right? Coming here.
This will be the mid-afternoon prelims.
Yeah. See how far this guy's dropped. Light heavyweight bout, your favorite from Australia, Jimmy the Brute Crew.
Yeah, 14th ranked. Facing off against, from the United States, Alonzo Menafield. Who I want to say was like in professional football or something. I thought he was.
Yeah. In a women's strawweight bout, heavy favorite, minus 400 from Mexico, Yasmin Yaragua.
Facing off against, from Brazil, Denise Gomes.
In a welterweight bout from Australia, I feel like everybody's from Australia. From Australia, Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah, facing off against another, it doesn't even have a country by it. There's no face or country. I don't even know where this dude's from, but it's a Josiah Harrell.
And in a welterweight bout, looks like the main of the prelims, underdog from the United States, Robbie Lawler.
I didn't know Ruthless was still fighting. Yeah, going up against the United States, Nico Price.
And to the main card in a middleweight bout, minus 1,300. I have not seen this high. Wonder why it's so high. Bo Nickel.
Because it's Dana's boy.
True.
He's the one that taps people out like once they get to the ground immediately. Yeah, going up against, from the United States, Trayshawn Gore.
In a lightweight bout from the United States, your favorite at minus 250, Jalen Turner.
Going up against, from New Zealand, Dan, I am not a hooker.
From New Zealand, also SVG. And no shock here in a middleweight bout from Australia, Coming in at -410, number 2 in middleweight, Robert Whitaker.
Big favorite over the underdog here, Dricus Duplessis from South Africa, the number 5 ranked middleweight. Actually, this main card is solid.
Yeah, it is.
Did not see that coming.
In a flyweight title bout, coming in as your favorite at -195 from Mexico, Brandon Moreno.
And the number 2 ranked flyweight, plus 165 underdog from Brazil, Alexandre Pantoja.
So your main event featherweight title bout, are they both? Is neither one the champ? They're just in spirit since they're both holding the belt.
I can't remember why. I want to say, shit, I can't remember because neither of them. I think Volkanovski moved up, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Yair Rodriguez is the champ in featherweight, and Volkanovski's moving up, maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know. I thought Volkanovski. So speaking of which, so main event from Australia again, Alexander Volkanovski. I'm shocked this isn't in Australia.
Yeah, facing off against from Mexico, Yair Rodriguez. Should be a good bout. Let me look this up and see why Volkanovski and.
Well, I think he is the featherweight, but he jumped up to lightweight and lost at 284 to Makachev. And so he jumped up and lost that, but he's still the featherweight champ. So he must be interim. They both must be interim.
Yeah, so Volkanovski is the featherweight champ. Yair Rodriguez is the interim featherweight champ. So that's why. They're fighting. You're right. He moved up, lost, but never lost his featherweight belt and wasn't going to.
It's kind of the same as Izzy. When he moved up, lost to Jan Bogovic and came back down. Pretty solid card. I won't see any of it, but it's a pretty good card.
I'll probably try to watch some of it.
Kode, who you got? Volkanovski or Rodriguez?
Man, this will be a toss-up. I think it'll probably go. I go with Volkanovski. I mean, Rodriguez is solid though, but I don't know. I mean, you can't hold Volkanovski's last fight against him. In his last fight, he fought up a weight class.
Mm-hmm. And before that, he hadn't lost in 10 years.
Right. So, you kind of go with prior practice.
And he lost. What was that in that the lightweight? That was a decision, unanimous, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a lot closer fight than what it should have been. I think it was one of those bullshit sort of.
We don't want him to have 2 titles.
Yeah, the score made it look worse than what it was.
Yeah, it was also, I think, one of those to set up a rematch down the line type decision.
Because didn't he fight Islam?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And he was like smiling when Islam was trying to do anything on the ground because he couldn't move him. But they said that he was getting controlled, so that's why they made it like a 4-1 decision or some shit.
Yeah, it was something.
Well, I never trust those judges to begin with. Yeah, but either way, I'm going with Volkanovski. Parrot, who you going with?
I'm going with Volkanovski.
And Jeremy?
This is sort of like when Parrot has to pick a pro wrestling match. I guess I'll go with Rodriguez. Why not?
Why not? I like it.
That's the thing. I was gonna say my hold on a second. Let me pull this back up because I want to throw in a really quick parlay. Oh, damn it. I clicked the wrong thing. What an idiot. I like
idiot.
A little parlay action. It's going to be sloppy, but Bo Nickel, Volkanovski, and Brandon Moreno. Boom, boom, boom. I don't like the Hooker and Jalen Turner fight because Hooker can knock anybody out at any time, even though I think Jalen Turner is way better. Dan Hooker's got that sick left that can pop anytime. So I could try to stay far away from that.
Perfect. All right. As we wrap this thing up, anything else from sports or wrestling or anything for this week? Anything from the peanut gallery? Parrot, you got any information for the week? You always have good stats. Where's the stat of the week, Parrot?
The stat of the week is it's 4th of July. It's my favorite holiday, and I'm excited to celebrate it.
How many hot dogs are you gonna eat tomorrow?
He's going to eat a few, but Parrot, since it is your holiday tomorrow, did you see that Kid Rock saw his shadow? So we have 6 more weeks of fireworks.
That's all that matters, man.
It's all right, Parrot.
That wasn't a shadow. That was just a stank.
Well, that's good. Well, it's been a fun 499 episodes. We're getting ready to hit the clip on the next episode 500. Jeremy will be returning. Thanks, Jeremy, for hopping on in the middle of this show to give some picks with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Looking forward to episode 500. Tune in. It'll come out. It's Monday right now. We're recording on Monday. This episode is going to be out Thursday, so you guys will hear this now on Thursday, the 6th, and the episode 500 will come out on Sunday, July 9th. So tune into that. We're going to be playing some games. It's going to be the defending, reigning tag team champions of the world, Bear and Gray. It's been like 3 years against Deacon Parrot and Reverend Kode. So tune in on Sunday. Thank you all. Thank you to Wes Anderson. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping, All Work Clothing, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com, Sparty Steve, and Paper Denim Art. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Make sure you light off your fireworks to make Kid Rock feel good.
Don't shoot your eye out, kids.
Parrot,
6 out of 10. Oh, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
Parrot, be safe. Don't lose a wing.
Been there, done that. We don't need that to happen again.
Oh, no.
6 out of 10 of y'all gonna wake up on Wednesday with 7 fingers.
Got them JPP fingers.